What the hell?
Apple, you have been chosen.
Who are you and what's going on exactly?
I am God.
Mother of God.
You, Apple, are the chosen one.
What is my task, Lord?
Your task is excuse me.
Apple, I command you to delete your Roblox video.
Wait, what?
I love Roblox and you poop on my favorite game. It's not nice, okay? You only choose the bad games. This is not fair.
You have to be fucking kidding me.
You're always so mean. Why can't be nice for once? Hater, hashtag hater alert, dude.
It's just that fucking dumb video I made about a game. Why do you care about my stupid opinion?
Delete it.
No, I worked on that video.
Then you will feel my wrath. I will make you feel pain like you never felt before. I will make you bow to my every rhythm. I will make you pay for your blasphemy. No, Mom. I'm not tired. Please, I only need 2 more minutes. Mom! I have to go. My mommy says it's bedtime. Just stay down. I'll be back.
Okay, can you send me back then? Hello? Hello? Shit. What a dick. You could at least have sent me back. He does have a point though. I'm kind of a pessimistic asshole. Maybe I should stop being so critical of everything. It's not like I have anything else to do. I think it's time. I think it's time to review my third game, Borderlands 2. Hey lady, roll the intro. Oh, I forgot, I'm the only one here. I guess we'll just skip the intro then. Released in 2012, developed by Gearbox and published by 2K Games, Borderlands 2 took all of the problems from the original Borderlands, fixed them while also adding upon the story, gameplay, looting system, and basically every aspect of the original. It was a gigantic financial success, and became an iconic franchise for Gearbox Software, which was lucky for them, especially because their less than stellar reputation at that time. Though to talk about my experience with this game, we'll have to go back to the year of 2014. It was the year of 2014. Minecraft Let's Plays were still popular in the search engine. The Doge meme was still seen as funny, and Apple was at the age of 14. He was told about this game called Borderlands 2 by his brother. He chose to give it a try and went to Pirate Bay to download the game. He opened it, pressed play, chose the edgiest playable character, Zero. He chose Zero, and the game began. Immediately, he realized why he was recommending this game. The colors, the characters, the comedy, the carnage, the co-op, the claptraps, the consistency. Look, I'm running out of words to start with a C. Basically, This game blew me away. One of the things that kept me hooked was the game's universe. The Borderlands games are set on the planet Pandora, a planet full of bandits, mercenaries, and greedy corporations, all after one thing: power. You see, Pandora has these alien constructions called vaults, said to have riches beyond your wildest dreams. This leads to the arrival of our heroes, the Vault Hunters. Skilled fighters who are after the legendary vaults, either for personal gain, because they have an existential crisis, or just for the fun of it. After the opening of the first vault in the original game, a material called Iridium has begun appearing on the planet Pandora. A new gold rush has begun, with Hyperion, led by Handsome Jack, at the forefront. And that's basically the plot. You, playing as one of the 4 Vault Hunters, 6 if you count DLC, must stop Handsome Jack, kill bad guys, be a badass, and fight through a planet consisting of psychopathic bandits whose daily activities consist of committing suicide in cultish rituals, talking about vomit, talking about intestines, talking about meat bicycles, singing, committing suicide with grenades in an attempt to kill you, puking acid in their friends' faces. Did I mention this game is weird? I wouldn't say the story is amazing, but it gets the job done, and it never really was the point to begin with. Now, don't get me wrong, the story is for the most part really well developed, but what really makes it work is mostly the dialogue and the world building. This game has some of the best dialogue ever written. I can't even explain. Just see for yourself.
Oh, this is so frustrating. You see, this is what I don't get about you bad guys. You know the hero's gonna win, but you just don't die quickly. Man, example, this one guy in New Haven, right? City's burning, people are dying left and right, yada yada yada. This jackal rushes me with a spoon. A freaking spoon, and I'm dying laughing, right? So I scoop out his stupid little eyeballs with it, and his kids are all, wah! And I'm like, I can't even, he can't see where he's going, he's bumping into stuff, and anyway, I don't know, maybe he had to be there. The moral is, you're a total bitch.
They not only tickle your funny bone, but give you an interesting context to base the side quest on, while also giving you new insight to the lore. It makes side quests actually worth the effort, but not being just busy work. Some of the best writing and gameplay comes from the side quests. There's been a lot of effort in actually making these fun, and it really helps the game's replayability and general enjoyability. Basically, the writer's fucking genius! And the characters are no exception. The most popular is, of course, the villain, Handsome Jack, with his deep and dark past and cocky attitude, and of course the great performance by Damon Clark. But nearly every single character is distinct, memorable, and funny. Moxie, for example, is a character that is based on being a sex symbol. But there's way more to her than just that. When you look into the backstory, it makes complete sense why she is like she is. It's an amazingly interesting character. Most of the characters have an interesting past and have history with each other. Though, no one can beat Mr. Talk. Talk is like the incarnation of badass. He screams every single line.
The Gobbler fight is rigged. The Torg board of directors made the Gobbler unbeatable, so it eat all the contestants and get us a bunch of hits on the EchoNet. But I don't want you to die, cause you're cool, and oh crap, I'm not whispering anymore, my bad!
He makes fucking air guitar solos all the fucking time, and he generally could not give less of a shit about basically anything. And when he takes the scene, there's no such thing as being bored.
You know why we made the Gobbler invincible, Torg? So you could kill him. After dozens of failed attempts by other contestants, you were supposed to finally kill it on camera while wielding our most expensive guns. You would have looked like a hero. Why be a hero when you could eat one? You are the dumbest person in the world.
Even his vending machines are entertaining.
Now go punch some bad guys in the dick!
He's with no doubt my favorite.
Now, before you get started, you gotta digitally sign our legal waiver. Just kidding, fuck the legal waiver! You're in Torgland now, sucker! Just head to the arena while I play you a sick guitar solo! Meow, 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 win, win, win!
I could go through every single awesome character in this game for about 15 minutes, but honestly, I won't spoil them for you. They should be experienced by playing the game. Speaking of characters, in Borderlands 2, you have the choice of 4 playable characters, 6 if you count DLC. And man, these are well implemented. They all have 3 skill trees with completely different abilities, on top of also having their own special skill that they can perform. Personally, for my playthrough, I chose the Psycho Krieg. Mostly because of the fact that it's funny to run around with an axe while screaming at the top of my lungs complete utter bullshit. The other reason is because I wanted to try out this skill tree by the name of Hellborn. It's one of the most interesting skill trees out there, which is why I wanted to try it out. Since Krieg is a complete fucking psychopath, he has a skill tree inspired by the psychos found in the Firehawk stronghold, a cult who burn each other alive for the amusement of their god, the Firehawk. So naturally the skill tree Hellborn is all about being on fire. So you're inflicting damage on yourself to make yourself more powerful. It creates this risk and reward playstyle where you have to utilize your increased damage to compensate for your loss of health. And goddamn, it feels amazing. The cool thing, pretty ironic, I know, is that the skill tree can be completely different based on what skills you choose. If I choose the skill, Pain is Power, I will do less damage with sniper rifles, but be generally more powerful overall when on fire. If I choose Numb Nerves, I would instead take less incoming damage from enemies. And the cool thing is that I could have gone a different path and gotten completely different playstyles just through these skills. I could have specialized in my action skill by going through the skill tree called Mania. With that skill tree, I could have ended up doing crazy melee damage. I could replace my fight for your life with a minigame where I have to commit suicide with a dynamite, which leads to me surviving for some reason. What? And this is how most skill trees work for all of the characters. Nearly all of them are interesting and dramatically affect your playstyle. And this is a part of why Borderlands 2 is so addicting. The game is all about player progression through the character you choose, how you spend your skill points, and the weapons you pick up along the way. Now, this may seem a little far-fetched, but just hear me out, okay? I would argue that Borderlands 2 has the best looting system ever made. Let me explain. In a normal game, you may have some kind of randomization of weapons, small differences based on the weapon's tier and random factors, but I would argue that nothing gets as close to how complex and brilliant the loot system in Borderlands 2 is. Firstly, let's talk about the huge amount of factors that affect how your loot is different. This includes the weapon type, the weapon's manufacturer, the manufacturer for each part of the weapon, the elemental effect, the level of the weapon, the tier of the weapon, is the weapon E-Tech, is it a special weapon from a side quest? There are also similar systems for shields who have different abilities like absorbing bullets or dealing damage when being depleted. The grenades are also different. They can be homing, steal health, or spread into smaller grenades. There are also class mods that give you additional skill points, and relics that add extra depth but give you even more ways of making your character different from anyone else. You may even be lucky enough to get one of the plethora of legendary items, either by fighting a boss, getting it from a side quest, or...
Welcome to my mine, we are mining diamonds.
It's just incredible how much loot there is! And the loot system really complements the level design, because they've added hidden loot chests everywhere. It adds new depth to the exploration when the whole point of the gameplay is to improve through the loot you find. It also helps that the level design is generally very solid, except for a few instances. Seriously, the Firehawk's lair can be really hard to find your way in, until you've played the games at least a few times. If you want to find Scorch, by the way, just go to the entrance and turn left. Trust me, I had issues finding him the first time I was doing the side quest. I had to watch a YouTube video because it was so hard to fucking find him. By the way, he may drop a legendary fire SMG, just a heads up. There's also a lot of variety. At one point, you can be in a desert shooting spider ants, and in the other, you could be in a corrosive slum with giant insects and tentacle monsters created from the drilling of greedy corporations in pursuit of more money and power. There are robots, threshers, spider ants, varkits, bandits, stalkers, and the list goes on and on. They say that variety is the spice of life, and Borderlands 2 reinforces that statement. So your question right now is probably,
Apple, this is great and all, but seriously, there must be some catch. The game has to be short, right? I mean, with so much polish.
wrong. The game is about 25 hours with most of the side quests and 50 with the DLC. The huge amount of side quests is mind-boggling. And the huge majority of them have interesting dialogue and storylines. Some of them even lead to a whole line of quests that relate to each other. Gearbox even added true and ultimate Vault Hunter modes, where you have the chance to play through the game again, but with harder enemies and of course better loot. Now it may sound weird that you would want to play the game again, but seriously, this game is incredibly replayable. The core game is just so fun. And the best parts of the game are actually DLCs. My personal favorites are Mr. Talk's campaign of Carnage and Tiny Tina's assault on Dragon Keep. They're funny, entertaining, and engaging. Reason why they're so good, even compared to the main game, is that they appeal to all the game's strengths. They focus on the character direction and dialogue, on interesting and varied enemies and locations, and have a huge focus on creating interesting scenarios for quests. Just those two DLCs alone will add about 15 hours of quality content, maybe even a little more. And with the other two huge DLCs, and with the additional Headhunters DLC, you may be looking at 50 hours of content with 2 additional difficulties for over 150 hours of looting and shooting. Seriously, I could keep talking for a very long time, but we would be here forever. So just check it out. I promise you, it's a really good game. Just get it. Oh yeah, and I also highly recommend playing with a friend.
Remy, what are you doing? Okay, let's
down.
Oh, just commit suicide then. No, seriously, it's probably faster. Anyway, jump over this thing.
Suicide is not hilarious. It's not funny. Oh my god! It's not funny. Save me. I'm so dying from the fucking water. No!
I'm reviving him.
This is a fucking joke. What the fuck?
How do I get up? How do I get up?
Oh yeah, and there's also a pre-sequel called Borderlands, the pre-sequel. Good name there, guys. My opinion on the game, it's more Borderlands 2, but Australian. So if you want more Borderlands, but just Australian, maybe it's for you.
Otherwise, that's kinda it. Thanks for watching, and now if you excuse me, I have a force to attend to.